style of welding. This is just one way to do it. They say everybody does it different. They'll get their own feel for it. The end goal though is to just not have any cold welds. Alright, so we got our cable drilled off of here, and we're going to start prepping this for putting the new one on. So drilled it off. We've got the oxidation removed off the posts from drilling it with a bit. And the next thing we want to do is make sure we got a flat surface for that lead head to sit on. So we're going to take a chisel or a screwdriver and lean it up against that post and just kind of work it around to get you a shiny surface. You can vacuum this off, you can wipe it off there. We like to get everything out of the way. Alright, now we gotta clip the post to get down to some fresh lead. We got oxidation up on top of here. You try and hit that with a flame, it's not gonna go anywhere. It'll block the flame. Now we got nice shiny fresh lead. It's going to melt easy. Make sure your cell's covered here. You clip one of these off, falls in the cell, then you're going fishing. I like to always take a rag and wipe this down one more time. Get anything out of the way that don't need to be there. Open your cells up. There's always a risk of hydrogen being present, so you always want to wave your battery off. Take your clipboard or cardboard or something and make sure there isn't any gas present. You can position your newly made cable onto the posts. Make sure the other end of your cable is protected so it doesn't arc out against another inner cell or a case or anything. Get all your protective gear on, your apron. I wear these under the welding gloves. Face shield, safety glasses. Turn on the gas to the torch. Oxygen acetylene. Fire the torch up using the acetylene first, your red hose. Set your flame to however you like to start welding. I start a little bit hot. Most guys will start just before the flame starts breaking, using the acetylene only. Somewhere around there. And then dial your oxygen in until you see the blue flame come to a solid point. And then you're ready to go. I start a little bit hotter. Alright, so after waving off your battery, waving the hydrogen off of it, you want to flame your cells. Hit your cells at an angle. Make sure you got your cable out of the way, especially if you got sleeving present. If you just hit that with a millisecond of flame, it's going to melt that cable sleeving. Just wave the flame over the top of the cells. So everything's flamed. Get your lead head set. You may have to hold it in place. And you're ready to melt down the rest of that original post. You don't want to stay on it too awfully long because it'll start blowing the sides out of inner cells or lead heads. I noticed it didn't seal all the way around, which is okay first time around. I'd rather put some more lead on it and try and seal it up than to blow a side out of it. and it'll save a lot of work. So now I'm just going to drop a little lead inside the valleys down there, the low spots, and try and get it sealed all the way around there. You don't want to go too thick because your flame's got to penetrate. You don't want to end up with cold welds. Just enough to fill in those low spots and get it sealed up. So this flame is way too hot to be doing this again on the second pass, so I'm going to turn it down so I can spend more time in one area without blowing the side out. Adjust my flame down and then try and seal it up again. May not seal it this time, not a big deal. Better to go back a third time than blow the side out of something. So it still didn't seal up all the way, that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing again. A little bit of lead around the outside, not too much. We're not too far away from getting this to seal all the way around. And I think that one got sealed all the way around. Typically I'll start in the middle and watch it liquefy, and then I'll start working to the outside slowly. And you're sealed up. So I'm going to preheat, always preheat your lead before you drop any on top of it. This will eliminate cold welds. I kind of come in with a lead stick, out with a lead stick, in with a lead stick, and then work you all the way around until it seals up again. You don't want to put too much lead on at one time because the flame can't penetrate all the way down, and it won't bind like it should, bond to the other lead. So you can start at the bottom of the lead head or inner cell hot, and as you work your way up, you want to start turning your flame down, because these will retain heat and it's easier for it to turn back to a liquid and melt out on you. So I typically go in 3 stages. Your lower stage that we just did, and then we'll go to the middle. So I'm going to turn my flame down a bit. And then I'm going to start on the next level. I'm getting close to halfway up that lead head, so this is the point where I'm going to start turning my flame down. Alright, now we're getting really close to the top there. This is where you want to take your flame down even lower. So the structural part of the weld is already done. Now we're just putting a cap on it, really making it look pretty and professional. It's what we do. This weld went a lot faster than what we usually will do. We'll usually pause in between layers, and you can tell how much heat is being retained by the plastic that's hot there. And I'll show you how to clean it up real quick before it cools down. That's pretty good. We might put a little bit more on top of it, but now is the time to take care of any plastic or bushing that had melted out while it's still warm. Easy to work with. I just take a chisel, run it around, smooth it off. Now your lead head cover, your inner cell cover will be able to clamp onto it properly. If any of this plastic is present, it's not going to want to grab and it's going to want to pop off on you. That's welding a lead head.
this lead head here is not laying flat, and we have to make sure that it's completely level before we start welding, or else all the lead's just going to fall out the bottom. So I'm going to hold it down with one hand and start the weld on the other.